Oh, good evening, it's Adil Fazal here, market analyst at CFDs.com, bringing you a review of the US markets on Monday's trading session, the 2nd of October 2017. Please be sure to visit TradeSignal, www.tradesignal.com, to download the latest app at the Google Play and the Apple App Store. Okay, so looking at US equities, impressive close on Friday. We have the Russell breaking higher, the S&P breaking higher as well. The Dow Transport certainly euphoric over Mr. Trump's tax cuts. And let's see exactly where this market is headed. US equities certainly eventually did actually sell off and close. Okay, so US market certainly finishing stellar. So let's look at the actual insight into the actual stats. Please be sure to visit TradeSignal, like I said, for the latest trades. Okay, so in terms of US markets, let's start with the actual leaders now. Okay, so let's start with Dow Transport first of all. You can see the daily chart certainly pushing to new highs, certainly breaking out. Bulls certainly have this under control, certainly buying the dips, although we did actually test the previous breakout, but the bulls certainly came back with a vengeance. Obviously Mr. Trump's talk or even reference to any tax cuts certainly sends this market into euphoria mode. Although having said that, we have had quite a stellar run, so again, if you are buying into this, you may well be late into the party, so just exercise some caution. That's what I will be doing first of all. Using this diagonal trend line, there's no real trend line that we can follow at the moment in terms of potential guidance with regards to the Dow. Again, daily chart at the moment did put in a doji on Friday, so again, exercise some caution because I certainly will. Okay, 60-minute chart. Again, bulls certainly seem to be in control here. The only real potential support and resistance which we have here, just breakout after breakout really, is high highs and high lows. The market certainly is holding. Okay, bulls certainly are holding, and we continue to obviously make high highs and high lows until that pattern obviously is negated. Innocent until proven guilty. Okay, so our bulls certainly have control with regards to the Dow Transportation Index. Now looking at the Dow Jones, after we look at the Dow Transport, so let's see exactly where we're headed there. Again, quite a strong close. Daily chart at the moment it's still in breakout territory, retesting that breakout zone. Okay, volume certainly seems to be good. No real dip in volume. If anything, it picked up on Friday. So again, so far so good. Bulls certainly buying the Trump speech. Okay, having said that, we have still yet to take out the double top. So again, just exercise caution really from my perspective, but one would certainly err on the side of obviously the bulls there with regards to the market. Let's move on to the S&P now. Let's look at the Russell. Russell really has been the leader here. As you can see, Russell 3000 certainly pushing higher, certainly very, very impressive on the daily chart. Okay, so new highs, one has to respect that. In terms of Russell 2000, let's just bring that up for you. Okay, just a 3000 at the moment. There we go, Russell 2000. Okay, IWM. Okay, daily chart, as you can see here, very, very bullish. The move higher was on stronger volume. Bulls certainly have total control of this so far. Okay, so certainly not pushing back on it at all. Okay, 60-minute chart, no real signs of any potential pullback yet. Bulls certainly buying this at present. Okay, whether the news is baked in or not, again, that's a different story altogether. But for now, you have to respect that bullish move. S&P 500 certainly has been lagging, or as always it lags, but the move on Friday certainly was quite impressive. If you look at the daily chart, we broke higher, broke over that key resistance at 25.10, and then we closed at 25.20. So S&P certainly being bought on the daily chart, and again remains bullish. You do have a rising contracting wedge pattern, so again exercise some caution there. But for now, I certainly wouldn't be one to short the S&P unless we get some blatant, obviously bearish news. Again, Trump tax cuts certainly seem to be sending the market into euphoria mode, and given the fact that we had a powerful short squeeze in European equities, that's exactly what will probably ensue with regards to US equities. So it's only the FTSE really that I'm overtly bearish. Okay, so that really is an index that I'm looking at, and the Nasdaq as well, because they are the weakest links. Okay, so S&P exercising some short caution as we get to 25.20. Let's see how the market unfolds there. Let's see if the Russell continues its move higher. Another culprit to look at is the USD JPY. Again, it's that reflation trade. The daily chart certainly does look exhausted, so again exercise some caution. Again, if you see the USD JPY being exhausted, certainly indicates that the stock market rally may well be exhausted as well. Now we are still stuck on that fib 75% resistance on the USD JPY chart, given the fact that we have Yellen, given the fact that we have Trump's DAX cuts. Okay, so two bullish arguments for the USD JPY to go higher. Again, not the case. Okay, so certainly not the case. So let's see how the USD JPY unfolds. We have had a double top at 1.11320. Obviously, if you continue to put in a potential lower high here at 11275, then expect the US equity market to start to move lower as well. Again, keep an eye on USD JPY and the next potential movement there. Okay. In terms of the Nasdaq now, let's quickly look at the Nasdaq. Let's see where we stand in terms of the Nasdaq at the moment. Again, this is an index that I've attempted to open up a short position on. Again, you've got a double top that certainly has held as far as the rest of the global equities have pushed higher. The Nasdaq certainly has lagged, and that's mainly due to Apple and the concerns regarding that. You are now looking into fib 75% in the daily chart, so looking for a lower high on the daily chart. 60-minute chart is into that fib pivot resistance zone. Okay, so again, exercising resistance. Rising, contracting wedge pattern indicating weakness. So again, another culprit for me, from my perspective, certainly looking to short. Now, just to clarify, if you look at the SPDR for tech, let me just bring that up for you. Whilst we could look at the biotechs. So biotechs in the daily is as well, certainly looking exhausted. Again, not actually making a new high or pushing higher. You are into resistance here. Horizontal resistance, horizontal resistance. So again, indicating resistance on the biotechs and therefore looking for weakness on the Nasdaq. Let's just look at the VIX as well whilst we're here. VIX pointing the doji candle on a 60-minute chart and on Friday, although it is plunging on the daily chart. So has been very impressive, the VIX. Just constant move lower as US equities certainly are purchased. Let's just quickly look at the rest of the actual sectors here. Apple as well certainly has bounced for now off gap fill. 60-minute chart, you are still holding resistance where previous support equals resistance. Let's see how the shares of Apple unfold there. You do have an unfilled gap left behind, and then that gap certainly has closed at 149. So it'd be interesting to see what happens with regards to Apple. Again, if Apple pushes higher, then you are looking at the rest of the markets pushing higher too. Semiconductors again look exhausted here now on the daily chart. You're back into double top resistance. Let me just update this chart for you. Okay, so again, back into double top resistance, and therefore one of the reasons why I've actually gone short the Nasdaq as well on Friday. So certainly looking for weakness there. Again, Nasdaq is the weakest link from my perspective. Okay, keep an eye on this key resistance as we've held thus far. So double top on the semis. If semis continue to break higher, then obviously the Nasdaq will break higher as well. So keep an eye on that. Okay, just looking at SPDR technology. I don't think I've got this here. SPDR tech. Okay, let me quickly bring that up for you as well. Just give you an insight there as well. That's a double top too. SPDR tech. Okay, here we go. Let's bring that across. Okay, that's not the one. Bear with me. There we go, SPDR technology. Okay, let's drag that across. Make sure it's here. Looking at the daily chart at the moment, as you can see here, double top. Okay, so double top. Looking for a double top here on SPDR tech. Again, looking for weakness on the Nasdaq, and therefore looking for risk aversion. Okay, again, keep an eye on the VIX, keep an eye on the USD JPY as well. Chinese data has come in stronger, but we have got concerns with regards to the situation in Spain, and let's see how the market unfolds. And a lot of the bullish news certainly, one could argue, is already priced in. Okay, I think that's a good summation of US equities. Again, bulls are certainly maintaining the upper hand, but the actual house of cards could come crashing down at any time. So exercise caution. Keep an eye on Mr. Trump's tax cut talk again. A lot of it is hot air. Will it pass? I don't think so. Has he passed anything thus far? He hasn't. Okay, he's been criticizing the Puerto Ricans over the weekend, and again that certainly backfired as well. He's been criticising the NFL team. Again, that's backfired as well. His popularity rating certainly is plunging. Does he have any credibility left at all? I don't think so. Will he get anything done? Very, very unlikely. And why is the equity market buying his talk? Again, that's a question that you need to certainly ask yourself, and ask yourself, are equity valuation justified here, with Yellen obviously to maintaining and sticking to a hawkish stance. We also have a new Fed, Mr. Walsh. Okay, again, he apparently is more hawkish than Yellen. So again, how can we justify equity at this juncture, at this lofty height? So again, it's a question you need to ask yourself, and you need to follow your trading plan. Obviously, stop losses are in, and emotions are out, as the chap Mr. Oscar always states, and it can't. And obviously, it can't, that's always true. Okay, that's a statement that's always true. Just trade your time frames, trade your own trade setups, trade your own trading strategies, and again, stop losses in, emotions out. Goodbye now.